and wonderment for the beautiful choices that everyone has made that come together to form this incredible world you have co-created together. Feel it as compassion, wonderment, awe, gratitude, and appreciation, and allow it to change the nature of exactly how you are taking it on. All right?
I'm not, I hear what you're saying to me, and I'm still, I understand as far as other people are concerned, but
yes.
But for myself, when I notice that I'm in this mind, it's not even a mindset. It's like like the same as my heart beating. I just
yes.
feel this incredible pain, and
yes.
it's within myself. And when I've asked myself why,
yes.
what's the learning, I allow myself to feel the pain. I
yes.
don't resist it. I go into it.
Yes.
I experience it.
Yes.
But I mean, it gets to a point where it's like enough already.
But is it enough?
Yes.
Are
yes.
you sure?
Well, yes, absolutely.
Let me ask you this penetrating question.
Anything.
How do you believe it might serve you to allow it to remain in that way? I'll rephrase it. How do you believe it might serve at all for it to remain in that way?
At this point,
use your imagination.
I feel I've gained all the wisdom there is to gain from it.
Then it would stop. If that were true in your belief system, it would stop. Let's take what is for what is.
Okay.
If you're still waking up with it and you're still experiencing it, you obviously don't believe you've gotten everything out of it. So how, using your imagination, do you believe it still serves you to maintain that experience? Use your imagination. All right, maybe it will make it easier for you if I put it this way. If this were not happening to you, if it were happening to someone else, how might you imagine, in assisting them, that they might feel it might serve them to allow that experience to continue? What reasons might they have within their belief system that says that allowing that experience to continue would be something they would need to do? What reasons might they come up with?
It's given me the depth to understand people a lot. It's given me the depth to truly feel what people go through in learning and growing.
Do you believe that without that particular kind of empathic link, you wouldn't have that understanding? That people wouldn't be able to relate to you?
I believe,
or you wouldn't be able to relate to them?
I believe that if I had not gone through the suffering that I've gone through in my life, that I would not have the capacity to help other people.
Then do you believe that there is still something else to learn in order to expand that capacity? That requires that you continue to feel the suffering in that way?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Then stop. I know this seems to be oversimplistic.
Stop. I would love to stop.
Then stop.
But how? It seems to be something that's controlling me that I'm not controlling.
All right. Now again, do you understand that's not possible?
No.
Do you understand that when you say it seems to be something that's controlling me, that is an experiential belief based on a definition? Because nothing can really control you. Do you understand that?
I understand it, but go tell that to the moment-to-moment experience of ill-at-ease, pain, and suffering. Go tell that. It doesn't.
You go tell that to that moment.
I have. I do. I have.
Yes.
And
it continues?
Yes.
And what are you getting out of it continuing? Don't say nothing. You're getting something out of it or it wouldn't continue. This is simple physics. You're getting something out of it or it wouldn't continue. What do you imagine you might still think you're getting out of it by allowing it to continue? Sounds like you're getting some help. You say you wish to channel.
I'm deeply asking myself right now
All right, one
what
moment.
there is.
One moment. You say you wish to channel, yes?
Yes.
Now's your
Yes.
opportunity. Now's your opportunity. You have given yourself a quandary, conundrum, dilemma that seems unsolvable. Why? To push yourself into a corner and to break through to another level. This is what we call the watermelon seed analogy. And to some degree, that's also what the little dot's all about. Watermelon seed analogy. What does that mean, Bashar? I'll tell you, thank you. Just as you have on your planet this idea called the little watermelon seed, if you take a seed between your thumb and forefinger, and let's say the seed wants to go up or wants to go down, but you're squeezing it from above and you're squeezing it from below, it cannot go in either of those directions. So what's it got to do? It's got to shoot out in a new direction it heretofore didn't even know existed. It's got to move in a new direction because it's forced to. By putting itself in a corner it cannot break free from, other than to go in a direction its mind heretofore couldn't conceive. And that's what you're trying to explore with regard to the idea of channeling. You're about to open up to a dimension of reality that you're uncertain of in terms of its qualities, quantities, and where it's going to take you. You're pushing yourself in your own way into a corner where you absolutely have no other choice but to go in the direction of opening up to something bigger and not being afraid of it and really letting it come through and really letting it do its job. And you're pushing yourself so that you have no other choice because you're sick and tired of staying where you are in that space.
Correct.
So you're using it as a device to push yourself to a point where when you finally open to the idea of channeling, you will open much farther, faster, and wider than otherwise you would have.
And what's it going to take for me to get to that point?
Your willingness to actually do the channeling.
I'm willing right now.
When you go home, gather some friends, do it in the way you imagine you wish to do it, have them ask you the questions, and start the process going. Actually conduct a session.
Yes.
All right?
Thank you so much.
And then see what happens.
Bless you, Master. Thank you.
Bless you, Master. And bless you all. Please enjoy your refreshment break. We will continue and resume this communication after the period you call lunch. Good day. All right, I'll say, let us continue with the transmission in the following way. All of you become very comfortable. Close your eyes if you wish. Relax. We're going to do little exercise, little meditation exercise. This exercise is specifically designed to stretch that portion of your brain that is connected to interdimensional transformation. So, by doing this exercise, whenever you wish, you will, through this practice, hone the skill of becoming more sensitive to the idea of different dimensional frequencies, and will assist yourself and, by proxy, others in making it easier for you to transition into a dimensional reality of a different frequency than your own. And that will aid and assist in any future contact. And also, of course, in any future growth of yourself, with respect to connecting to other levels of your own consciousness or other levels of all that is. It's a very simple exercise, but it takes advantage of your ability to imagine and visualize those centers in your brain being very important in helping to co-create transitions of energy, shiftings of frequency. So, have fun with this whenever you do it, and have fun with it now. Just relax, take a deep breath in, and let it out. Take another deep breath in, and let it out. Take a deep breath in for the third time, and hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. And let it out. Now, just continue to breathe gently, slowly, calmly. Allow your body to relax. Forget the concerns of the day. Just allow everything that you may hear, smell, taste, touch, feel to be a part of the overall experience. Anything that is there belongs there. Invite it all in. And now, imagine in your mind's eye, in any way, shape, or form that your imagination so desires. There's no right or wrong way to do this. Whatever interpretation you wish to give this is fine, as long as it represents to you what we are saying. Eyes, if you will. An equilateral triangle. Any color, any size, doesn't matter. Against any background, doesn't matter. Three-sided equilateral flat triangle. And as you picture this, just sit with it a moment. Just appreciate its geometry, its look, the material it may be made out of, the appearance it may have, whether sitting or floating, opaque or transparent, doesn't matter. Now, allow the picture in your mind to sort of push itself into a three-dimensional tetrahedral shape, a three-sided pyramid. Four-sided really, but not including the base. Three-sided pyramid made of equilateral triangles. Take the flat triangle and in your mind push it out into a three-dimensional tetrahedral object. It can rotate slowly in front of your mind's eye if you wish. It's up to you how you wish to see it. But just know that you are changing it from a flat triangle to a three-dimensional object, a tetrahedral pyramid. Sit with it. Appreciate it. Just get a sense of the difference between the vibrations of the two objects. And you can even go back and forth if you wish. Three-dimensional to flat, flat to three-dimensional of the triangle. Just play with it. Push it in and out, back and forth, flat and solid. Back and forth, back and forth. Now, let that image fade. And in its place, allow your mind's eye to imagine and picture and visualize a flat square. Just look at it. Same thing with the triangle. A square. Either straight on to you or at an angle, doesn't matter. Just know it's a square. And as you allow yourself to feel that image, play with that image, visualize that image, allow your mind to push it into a cube, a three-dimensional cube. See it expand into a cube. See one square face become six. Let it rotate around. Let it do what it will do. Appreciate it, its color, size, material. And again, if you wish, you can go back and forth and back and forth. Cube, square, square, cube. Pushing it in and out, inflating, deflating, but making the transition between flat and three-dimensional. And now, allow that image, square and cube, to fade. And imagine, if you will, a circle, flat circle. Again, however you wish to picture it, of whatever size, of whatever material, of whatever presentment. Picture it, feel it, relate to it, look at it. If any of your other senses engage with it, let them do so. And as you are feeling your relationship with the flat circle, then allow your mind's eye to visualize it pushing into a sphere, a ball, three-dimensional. See it hanging before you, sitting before you, floating before you, whatever you wish. Rotating or not, small or large, doesn't matter. Shiny or dull, transparent or opaque, doesn't matter. The important thing is that you allow yourself to really see the transition between the flat circle and the sphere. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Now, allow this image to fade and picture, if you will, a flat spiral line, either going from the center, spiraling out, going from the outside, spiraling in, doesn't matter. It can have 3 turns, 2 turns, 4 turns, it doesn't matter. Just a flat spiral. Imagine it, see it, relate to it, feel it. It has a particular vibrational feeling, a particular sensation associated with it. And as you then see the flat spiral, allow yourself to picture, to visualize that you pull it into an elongated spring. So it is a spiral going upward. Stretch it out like a spring. Feel the springiness of it as you do so. Feel it spring back and forth from a stretched out spiral to a flat spiral again. Back and forth. Back and forth. At whatever rate, in whatever way it pleases you to do so. Play with that for a minute. It can be pointed like a cone when you stretch it out. It can be equidistant when you stretch it out. It doesn't matter. The important thing is the stretching. Flat to stretch, stretch to flat. Now, allow yourself, if you can, to picture the first 4 objects: the flat triangle, the flat square, the flat circle, the flat spiral, all together, floating around, sitting around, but somewhere near each other, so that you can see them all. Whether you have to turn to look at them, whether they are in the 4 directions, whether they're all in front of your face in one direction, doesn't matter. Just picture the flat versions of all of these things: triangle, square, circle, spiral. And then see them all balloon out into their 3D counterparts, filling up into the tetrahedral pyramid, into the cube, into the sphere, into the extended spiral. And back and forth and back and forth and back and forth like a little dance. Stretch and flat, expand and shrink. All 4 things simultaneously, one after another, doesn't matter, as long as they are all included. Now, as you see these objects going from flat to expanded, expanded to flat, all four of them, allow yourself to imagine that you are also in the middle of these objects, that you are a fifth object. And you see yourself in your reality, but you also imagine yourself expanding beyond your body to a larger self, a spirit self, a consciousness self, and back and forth in the same way the other objects are going back and forth. From your physical reality to higher level dimensional realities, where you can see a big picture of everything, and back down to the physical point of view, and up into the more expanded point of view. However you wish to depict that in your imagination is completely up to you. But do it at the same time and in the same way that the other objects are contracting and expanding. You are also simultaneously contracting and expanding, and you are simultaneously contracted and expanded at the same time. So that you now begin in your imagination to see that the flat versions of everything and the expanded versions of everything coexist simultaneously. They are all there all at once, beginning and end, ending and beginning. They are all their own distinct and discrete shapes, and yet at the same time they are all interconnected. And they are all interconnected in you, in your imagination, in the center of your consciousness, in the center of your brain. It is as if they are all projected outward from the center of your head. Projected outward into manifestation, into perception, into materiality. And then they all collapse back into your head. And then are all projected outward again. And collapse back into your head and are all projected outward again. And expand outward into themselves, flat and expanded, flat and expanded. In whatever way your imagination desires to experience what I am describing, let it do so. And know that while you are imagining this, while you are picturing this, while you are visualizing this, that you are stretching that portion of your personality, that you are actually changing and transforming and rewiring the neurology of your brain to be highly capable of being more sensitive to different levels, different frequencies, different dimensions of reality, different dimensions of experience. And now let all of that settle within you. Take a deep breath in and let it out with the same kind of contractive and expansive feeling. Take a deep breath in and let it out. And take a final deep breath in and hold it. And feel the idea locking into you, changing your neurology. And let it out. Anytime you do this exercise, you will be stretching that portion of your consciousness to be more capable of forming links and bridges to other dimensions, other levels of reality, other frequencies of being. And it will allow you to become more conducive, literally more conductive of a variety of transitional and transformational vibrations and energies. And that will also have the effect of expanding and increasing the slipperiness of space-time and expanding and increasing your ability to be aware of communications from all levels, not only of your own being, but from other levels, other realms, other dimensions, within all that is as well. So, play with it. Use this tool. Use it whenever you wish. Now, I would suggest you don't necessarily need to do it more than 3 times in one of your days. But you can do it at least that many if you wish, or twice, or once. It's up to you. For now, we would simply recommend you don't do it more than 3 times a day to give yourself an opportunity to assimilate the effect that is being created within you by using this tool. That will be about the rate at which you will be capable of absorbing all of the effects and creating a lasting ability. 3 times a day will be the maximum required. Does that all make sense to you? Yes. All right. Now, for the moment, we may continue with interaction through questions and answers if you wish, or dialogue. You don't need a question to speak with us. Anything you wish to simply comment on is welcome as well. And in fact, just to let you in on another little secret, many times, our capability at accessing information for you is actually heightened when you make a statement instead of asking a question. Because if you already are willing to acknowledge what you know, you take yourself to a vibratory level that allows many more doorways in your consciousness to be open to us. And thus then we can access whatever information is necessary at that time. Understand that what we know, we only know when we need to know it. And we only know it relative to the conversations and interactions that we're having at that moment. We do not actually have memory. We simply know what we need to know when we need to know it. And thus, we don't know what we know until in the moment it comes. And then we simply trust it is what needs to come at that moment, without judgment, without expectation, for whatever purpose it may serve. So, you may begin.
Good afternoon, Bashar.
And a you good day.
First of all, I'd like to just make a statement that you are such a joy. You are so much fun, and we love you and appreciate you so much.
Our appreciation to all of you as well. You are fun for us.
I bet we are. I'd like to also extend an invitation to you. If you ever would like to land at my door, I will throw you a party, and everyone is invited.
How far will you throw it?
As far as I can.
All right.
All right.
Now, thank you very much, but also I will say, please understand that all the invitations have already been sent out. We will answer according to the timing that serves everyone best. So you don't have to worry about whether or not you have extended an invitation.
Okay, thank you. Here's my question.
Yes.
It's regarding the idea of death on this planet.
Death, yes.
Yes. Not only would I like to talk about what choices do we have after death, what do we do over there, where do we go?
Whatever you want.
Okay, well, I'd like to discuss that.
Oh,
and then,
all right.
And then, of course, you know, on this planet, when someone dies,
yes.
it's probably the worst fear we have.
Yes,
and,
one of them.
And
in actual fact, I believe fear of public speaking is worse on a list of phobias of humanity.
Well, I've conquered that one.
Obviously.
I'm sitting here. But I'd like to know, what is it about our attitude that we fear death, and instead of looking at it as just a transformation into the next,
yes.
we grieve and we have such ceremony. And what do you do on your planet when you die?
Celebrate.
Do you celebrate? Okay.
And also, please remember, we are still in communication with that being.
Yes.
We understand there really is no disconnection. We understand it is just a transition, and we also have the ability to continue to communicate with them in their different state. Okay. So do you, of course. Mm-hmm. But because of thousands of years of ritualization and the experience of disconnection, not real disconnection, mm-hmm. but the creation of the experience of disconnection, the personality structure assumes that death means annihilation. And so you mourn the idea. You are afraid in general of the idea because you think it's the end of your identity, when in fact it's actually the expansion into more of yourself. You become more of who you are in death. Physical reality, in a sense, is more like death than death is, because you place so many limitations on yourself. And from the spirit point of view, again, not judgmentally, physical reality is the more dead-like state.
Mm-hmm.
So, the idea is that most of the grieving, while you may have it if you wish, not going to take anything away from you, if that feels appropriate, then allow yourself to do so. But generally it comes from feeling like you are being left behind. You're actually mourning for yourself.
Right.
Because you understand innately somewhere that the other being that has died has gone on to a more expanded state, and you also yearn for that as well. Yearn to remember that. Yearn to remember that's who you are. And in that sense, feel that that death has reminded you that you have placed limitations on yourself, and so the grieving is actually for you. Nevertheless, you are getting to a point where you are beginning to understand that the concept of physical death is just a transition. You don't have to lose touch with anybody at all. And as you begin to understand that more and more, you will be able to continue to communicate with those beings in a very clear manner. You understand?
Yes.
Now, upon the idea of expansion into death, most individuals on your planet will feel it or experience it in general as if they are waking up from a dream.
Yes.
Because that is the real reality as far as they are concerned. And the idea of the physical life doesn't carry the same degree of importance per se. It literally is the way you feel when you wake up from a dream and say, oh, this is my real reality, and then the dream just sort of fades off, except whatever pieces may remain that you feel are important for you to remember. Death is like that with regard to physical reality. You wake up and suddenly remember who you are and that you are having this physical dream. You understand?
Yes.
And
yes.
that's why most individuals don't really actually, shall we say, hang around and try to make contact. Because physical reality, again, is not so real from that point of view anymore. They understand they still may have loved ones in physical reality, and they can communicate, and often do. But the overwhelming feeling is that you're actually waking up into your true reality, and the idea of physical reality becomes, to some degree, with a few exceptions, all of a sudden a secondary concern that isn't as real. Does that make sense?
That makes great sense.
From that point there forward, you have the ability to recognize that there are different gradations of non-physical reality in which you can still experience many things according to your consciousness that feel like physical experiences, even though you may no longer be physical. You can actually create cities, houses, all sorts of landscapes that seem very tangible and can be experienced in a very tangible way. But the difference would be is that there really isn't the same idea of space-time, and so in that reality, what you imagine, what you think, is almost instantaneously created. You understand?
Yes.
So, you can actually still have many kinds of experiences in the non-physical reality that are very similar to the idea of physical reality, and there are people in non-physical reality who even form neighborhoods, communities, cities, all sorts of things, because they gravitate to each other because of their vibration. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
You can also function as a guide if you wish. You can go on to other realities if you wish. You can explore other dimensions if you wish. It really is up to you. And in fact, it's even up to you to return, in a sense, to the life you just left and continue on from where you left off. When you die, you still have a choice to keep on living until you make the choice to actually go all the way into non-physical reality. You actually are given the choice to simply go back and pick up where you left off and, in a sense, forget that you actually died, or maybe remember it as a dream, or just some funny kind of glitch in your reality that you don't quite understand how you made it alive through that accident, but obviously you did. Well, in fact, actually, you didn't. But when you died, you were still given the opportunity. Would you like to go back and continue? Yes, thank you, please. All right, there you go. And you pick up from where you left off on the other side of the accident, wondering and scratching your head how you possibly could have made it out of that alive. Well, again, you didn't. Many of you have died many times. You just don't remember.
Right.
But you are given an opportunity and a choice, even then, to pick up the life and keep on going. Now, in a sense, what you're actually doing is you're creating another parallel reality. But you're creating a sense of continuity to such a degree that it seems like it's the same life that you're continuing. It doesn't matter, in effect. You can still have the same ideas, the same goals, the same friends, same feelings, all of it. Although, of course, there's usually something left behind that makes you feel suddenly a little bit different than you did before when you go through an experience like that. You follow me?
Yes.
Is this answering your question sufficiently?
Yes, very helpful. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. And of course, that's just the beginning.
Good afternoon, Bashar.
And a you good day.
How are you?
Perfect, and you?
I guess I'm perfect as well.
All right. You don't have to guess. When we say perfect, all of you are perfect in whatever version you are being of yourselves at this moment. We understand, if I may digress for just one moment, the idea of always continuing to expand and grow and improve yourselves. And I understand that you may feel that you are more expanded or better than you were a moment ago in the very next moment of your lives. But it isn't really better, it's just different. The idea is that at every moment, whatever you are is absolutely a perfect version of whatever you are at that moment. And by knowing that you are a perfect version of that, that paradoxically is actually the state of being that allows you to become something more. It's when you divest yourself of your own sense of worth that you actually stay longer where you are until you get the point. Do continue.
Thank you. Question, I have more of a statement, as you mentioned.
By all means.
I've been lucky enough to be inspired to follow my excitement since a very young age.
All right.
And I find myself...
Now, you know that's not lucky. You arranged that. You understand? You know, you choose your lives, you know, generally speaking, and sometimes very specifically. Choose your parents, choose the city, choose the circumstance. You understand?
Yes.
All right.
And so therefore, I've chosen to be where I am at right now, which is to be a musician and a singer.
All right.
And this earth is going through a transformative stage.
Really? Hadn't noticed.
And so I would just like to hear, I find myself in a very mysterious field, music.
Mystery.
And so I would just love to hear any sort of ideas or concepts you might have about being in my position where I have an ability to affect a lot of change and growth in people through my art form.
All right. Now, do you remember what we said about the concept of impact?
I don't.
All right. You already are having all the impact you can ever possibly have just by existing. Creating your music, creating your art form will never create more impact in the world than you already have. What it will do is it will reveal to you and allow you to perceive and others to perceive the impact you're already having, just in a specific way. Does that make sense?
It does.
Does that idea itself help propel you in a different artistic direction?
Yes.
How so?
It brings me back to not looking for sort of the payoffs or whatever what I'm doing, but just to come back into myself.
Yes.
And to know myself.
Yes.
And to express that in the deepest way I know
And
how.
that is the payoff. To know yourself as fully as you can is to recognize you already contain everything your mind wants, but doesn't know it has. Self-revelation. When you are yourself, the payoff is your reality actually already contains everything that your experientially segregated mind thinks it needs to work for to get.
Amen.
Does that make sense to you?
Yes, it does.
Yes. The idea is that you are already a complete kit. You already contain all the things your life needs to support you in all the possible ways that abundance can support you, that excitement can support you, that creativity can support you, that love can support you. You already have it all. You already contain it all. It's just that your mind, playing the separation game, doesn't recognize that. By being yourself as full as you can, what you come into the awareness of, and what the payoff is, so to speak, for being yourself in the here and now, living in the moment completely, is that you suddenly recognize that your reality already contains all the things you need. And they can start to manifest and show themselves to you because they're not out there, they're right here. They're part of you. They're just reflections of you. And when you are in the proper state to see those reflections, remember, you cannot perceive what you are not the vibration of. When you are the proper vibration that knows you already contain everything you need, then your reality can reflect that to you through the course of synchronistic manifestation. Does that make sense?
It certainly does.
Why, thank you.
Thank you.
You see, this is how our civilization exists, moment to moment to moment to moment to moment to moment to moment. We plan nothing. Nothing. We are simply where we need to be, when we need to be there, interacting with whom we need to interact with at that moment perfectly. Because we trust it will always be so, it is always so. Continue.
Hello, dear Bashar.
And you, good day.
I'm so happy to be
thank
here
you.
with you in this way,
All right.
with my husband.
All right.
We traveled from Illinois. That's probably not
Illinois.
got that right away, didn't he? Not as far as you've traveled, probably.
Oh, I am still in my ship.
Oh, all right. How efficient.
And again, for us, distance has really no meaning.
I wrote a song once called No Distance. Maybe I need to revisit that,
All
right?
right. Maybe that would be fun for you.
Yes, it would. I have a creation
Yes.
that I'd like to share
right.
with this wonderful group and with you. That is, I call it my morning focus.
Morning focus. Yes.
And what it is a visiting of a sequence of statements from my favorite teachers.
Yay.
And Bashar is one of my favorite teachers.
Just as you are all one of ours.
Wonderful. And I notice when I get to the sequence of what I call Bashar's greatest hits, you know, like there's no reality but what you believe about yourself. And
All right. Now, understand, we didn't invent that. It's just our interpretation of a knowledge and a truth you all know and comes from many different sources. We don't, in that sense, invent those things. We simply interpret them for those that are of a vibration that need to hear it from us in a certain way.
I see. Well,
Thank you.
the particular words with the voice pattern that
Yes.
you're expressing
Yes, which is also part of the communication.
resonates in
Yes.
my mind.
Yes.
And I noticed that there does often feel to be an electrical connection quite similar
Yes.
to being in the presence with you.
Exactly so.
So I just simply want to share with people, if they feel that they want to be with you and it doesn't seem like they can, maybe just think of some of Bashar's statements that you particularly relate
All
to.
you have to do is recreate within you the feeling that you have when you believe you are, quote unquote, in our presence. In that moment, you actually are in our presence.
Yes, it is.
Yes, because
Exactly.
again, the converse of the idea, you cannot experience what you are not the vibration of, is whatever you are the vibration of is determinal what you will experience. And you are on that level in order to experience it. So many of you think we go away. We don't. We are constantly transmitting. You go away.
The earth turns away from the sun.
All you have to do is be back in the feeling you are having in this moment right now, and you actually are in communication with us. And we with you, but in a different way.
It's very powerful. Thank you.
Thank you.
I have a serious political question to ask.
Oh, a serious political question. All right. You do understand that there are times when we cannot necessarily advise you on your own politics, but we'll see where this goes.
All right. Fair enough. I've done a lot of research into the dynamics behind what we call 9/11 or September 11th.
Yes.
The attacks.
We understand what you are referring to.
Do I recall correctly, Bashar, that you said on a previous recording that there would likely be or may be a nuclear event in Manhattan at some point?
When we talked about the idea of a terrorist strike in your New York City, at that time, there was a high likelihood it could have also been nuclear. That was not the case. The attack still occurred, and in that part of the prediction came to pass. However, More recently, we have also said that there is, still as we read the energy, about a 97 to 98% probability that there may be a random terrorist nuclear strike somewhere in the Middle East.
I see. I had seen information or speculation that there were micro nukes in the World Trade Center towers, and that's why they were pulverized.
No.
Right. Thank you for that information.
Thank you.
One more thing, please.
Yes.
My mother and I have talked in the past about when she was pregnant with me and
Yes.
was not particularly delighted to be having another child.
Oh, all right.
That she experienced a burn all over her whole body at about the time she probably was going to miscarry, and then she didn't miscarry.
Yes.
And we seem to think there was some communication between us, but
Yes.
we have not been able to tease it out.
Well, that's all right. It served its purpose.
I see.
Because the idea of the burn was the sending of energy by you in the non-physical state, saying, stay in this vibration. You were giving her a vibrational resonance to meet, to match, to harmonize with, and the difference between the vibrational resonance she needed to be in to give birth to you and the vibrational resonance she was in caused friction and felt to her like a burn. You understand?
And it manifested as such physically, yes.
Yes. Because anytime you have resistance to your natural self, as you know, even in physical terms, resistance causes friction, which causes heat. So anytime you have a vibration that is far off of a vibrational state that is, in a sense, more representative of your ideal state, and you put the two together in some kind of comparative action, you will feel the difference between the two vibrations, and sometimes that can translate in a variety of ways. It can translate as an illness, a sickness, a physiological kind of discomfort, or the idea of heat or temperature changes. A variety of kinds of interpretations can occur. But that communication, in a sense, came from you showing her the proper state and how different her state was from that.
And the good news at the conclusion of this at 58 years, the conclusion of that cycle, I would say, is that we both no longer are feeling that resistance. Finally.
All right. I understand, finally to you, but
Yes.
also from the soul's perspective, a instant in time.
Thank goodness.
Nevertheless, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you, Bashar.
Thank you.
Hello, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
It's an honor to be in your presence.
And yours as well.
And it's an honor to be in your presence because you bring out in me what I really want to feel.
Oh, all right.
But
you are bringing it out in yourself, just giving yourself permission to do so in my presence.
Right.
Right.
Right. There's so many things in my mind that I want to speak with you. One is a head thing, and another is a heart
head
thing.
A heart thing.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Let's talk about the different organs. The different centers of consciousness.
I have a foot, I have an elbow, I have a wrist.
Yes.
But we'll focus on the head and heart.
Oh, all right.
Early you talked about the power of polarity.
The power of paradox.
Okay.
Yes.
I've been struggling.
Struggling. Rhymes with juggling.
My mind wants to somehow come to grips with this dualistic way that
Yes.
we perceive
Yes.
the physical, this non-physical thing
Yes.
that you are teaching us about. It's just, it's wonderful.
Oh, all right.
And I think all of our souls just I cannot get my mind wrapped around this.
It's just training, that's all. It's just that many of you have been trained to not take your cue from your heart. Your heart beats. And as it beats, it gives off an electromagnetic bubble that expands out at the speed of light. And while it's doing that, it is actually sending to your brain, literally, a codation, an encodation for what kind of neurological path would actually be most representative of the path of least resistance for the electromagnetic impulses traveling on it, because the heart is the master of the electromagnetic pulse. And it's sending you, look, arrange yourself this way. Arrange yourself according to this vibration. Do this and things will be easy. Do this and things will be smooth. Do this and we will be in harmony. But the mind on your planet, because of the experience of limitation and forgetfulness, has been trained to resist that, has been trained to think in a different way, has been trained to believe that it's the master and must organize things and must control things. And if it doesn't have the ability to do that, then something is wrong. So it will resist any attempt, in a sense, to restructure it that way. And then you have the battle between the heart, the struggle between the heart and the mind. You follow me?
Yes.
So it's just an issue of getting in touch with the definitions and the belief systems that allow you to maintain a particular neurological pattern that may be antithetical to the codation that the heart is attempting to send you that represents the vibrational path of least resistance.
I was not going to ask you this next question, but you mentioned coding.
Yes.
Twice or maybe
Yes.
3 times.
Yes.
Are you familiar with the wing makers?
Yes.
What can you tell me? What can you tell? I really am attracted to their literature, their language. Their,
Why?
Their holism.
Why?
Because it's very similar to your vibration.
But why are you attracted to it? Is it because it resonates?
Resonates big time, yes.
All right.
The holism, the holographic perspective, the
Yes.
non-dual perspective.
Remember, ascension is the product of inclusion, not exclusion. Duality always exists. It's just that you form a different relationship to the idea than you have.
So like bringing the dark into the, or the rubber band.
Yes, you allow it to be equal,
Yes.
valid,
Yes.
as choices. You do not eliminate, you do not exclude. You do not assume that it will not be in your reality, that you will not contain it. You contain it, that's what you have to deal with. The idea is, how do you deal with it? If you treat it as equal in that sense, then you will not be at the effect of it. It will be at the effect of you. Make sense?
Yes, it does. One other thing, I'll try to be brief here.
Well, don't try.
Okay, right.
Remember.
I've never heard that before.
Remember, our favorite tea is brevity.
Is there tea here somewhere? We can have some tea. No. I perceive that I feel that I am at a Y in the road, so to speak, a crossroads.
Yes.
Uh,
Well, what else does a Y symbolize in your society? A wishbone. Make a wish.
I wish to. Well, you talked earlier about the impact.
Yes.
And that there's an audience already there, and
Yes.
that's one thing I've felt like I've been following my excitement. My mouth is getting dry.
That's all right.
That I have been following my excitement by connecting with fans of Yes. That's one of my most favorite musical groups.
Yes.
And
All right.
combining that feeling, that vibration with A Course in Miracles and
Yes.
holographic perspectives.
And your point is?
That I've been trying to make contact with these sorts of people,
Yes.
and to try to bring out these. I feel that the spiritual music and
Why are you attempting to contact these people, and are you having difficulty doing so?
yes, because
Why?
because they do not contact me. I feel like I need.
Then why not simply create your own version of what they inspire in you? Thus taking yourself to the same vibrational level you believe they exist on, and thus allowing them to be able to see you for who you are, because they cannot perceive you if you don't exist in their vibrational state.
I guess I feel like I need help.
Well, what help?
Some feedback, some reflection of
To do what?
To do what excites me the most, and so
Which is?
yeah,
Where is your imagination? Use your imagination to apply what inspires you in whatever particular creative expression you wish.
Well, I have created websites and some forums to speak.
Yes, but you are giving us the very, very, very distinct impression that you actually haven't acted as fully on your excitement as you could because you're being held back by the idea that you can't do it yourself.
Yeah.
And the idea is that as soon as you take action as best as you can, you will have the help you need, even though it may not necessarily come from the directions that your mind expects it should. So, close the doors on the idea of the expectation and open the doors to the unknown and allow the help to come from unexpected directions. That will be the most surprising, the most fun, the most inventive, and the most creative, and just know it will come that way. But you must be on about the business of actually taking action on the things that excite you to the best of your ability. If you make a contact or an attempt at a connection to someone and they do not respond, then that is not an obstacle. It's an arrow telling you you need to move in another direction.
Okay.
So do it. Don't look at it. Don't define it as an obstacle. Keep moving in whatever direction you are capable of acting on your excitement in. That's the whole point. Even by what you may perceive as their ignoring of you, they're actually giving you a sign saying, don't go this way, go this way. This is you, not this way. This is the way to find you. Then, when you're in a different state, if there is a purpose and a reason for you to be in touch with them, synchronicity will make sure it is so. But don't wait for that because of your expectations of what you think it must happen like. Move on whatever way you can. Express your true excitement in whatever way you are capable of doing at every single moment, and that will be the thread that will lead to all other moments that need to happen in your excitement and to allow you to continue to expand in that direction. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, it does.
Then thank you.
Thank you,
All we're
Bashar.
really saying is just play. Just play.
I like having fun.
All right. Then
Thank
have
you.
fun with everything that happens, and do not disappoint yourself from your seat of control. Make sure you remain appointed to be the one in charge of your dream, your vision, your reality. All right?
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And remember, you're not alone. You already have help from guides and many other beings anyway.
Hello, Bashar.
And a you good day.
Hi. I understand there to be a light embodied.
Speak up and be bold so that all may hear what you have to share.
I understand there to be a light body state of consciousness,
In a
which
sense, yes.
our Earth beings are able to achieve.
Yes, in a sense, yes.
And I just wanted to expand my knowledge and hear your perception on that state of being, what one can learn in it.
All right. The idea, first of all, is again to have a slightly different definition and point of view of what this whole concept of light body and spirit and consciousness and soul are all about. In a sense, while still using the same kinds of terminologies that humans use to define these things, it might actually still be more precise to understand that your spirit is not in your body. Your body is in your spirit. And when you leave your body to go to other levels, so to speak, you're actually just expanding beyond the idea of physical focus to include the body and more of yourself, which is represented sometimes in your society by different layers or levels of vibration called light body, mental body, causal plane. All these different kinds of nomenclatures are just different ways of recognizing the refinements of vibrations that represent different degrees of expansion outward of your consciousness from the focus that it usually takes when you experience yourself as being in physical reality. Now, we have said a few times, and we will say here again, and we understand sometimes this language seems a little bit confusing, so we'll repeat it if you want us to. But understand, the idea of expansion, the idea of ascension, so to speak, is the realization, the recognition that you actually are the reality itself that you previously thought you existed in. Does that make sense? You
Yes.
actually are physical reality. You don't exist in it. You are physical reality. It's in you. And the idea of physical body, light body, causal plane, mental plane, astral plane, all these ideas are simply different expressions of your overall consciousness that represent different focal points within that consciousness that are representative of different degrees of ability at accessing knowledge, information, and experience. Now, the so-called light body level allows you to begin to truly understand the fundamental underlying template upon which you layer and build your physical reality experience. It's an understanding place, a place of understanding that everything is made of light, that even your scientists understand that physical matter doesn't really matter. It's actually energy. It's actually light in a different frequency. And that when you are in the light body state of expansion, then from that point of view, you can really sense that and really begin to understand how to work with physical materiality in a much more expanded, much more effortless way, because all it is shiftings in vibrations of light. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Does this help?
Yes, it helps.
Is it answering your question sufficiently?
Yes.
Is there anything else you wish to discuss?
And I wanted to hear about, I understand there seems to be a mode of transportation called teleportation.
Yes. And in fact, we believe your own scientists are beginning to get a handle on that. I believe recently your own scientists actually teleported a molecule.
I understand that the human brain, I don't know if it's